Chrisley knows best. Chase Chrisley talks naughty Nanny Faye. Chase Chrisley and his sister Savannah chatted about the holiday season. And it sounded sad before Chrisley knows best alum Nanny Faye entered the conversation. Actually, she wasn't there, but recollections by Chase of her getting up to mischief lightened the whole discussion. Chase Chrisley and Nanny Faye were always up to mischief. Often, Todd's mom stole the show on Chrisley Knows Best. Once the old lady tried to sabotage a kid's go-kart so she could win a competition. Another time, she took up fortune-telling and planned to make money off it. Viewers saw her enjoying herself immensely at the Mardi Gras. Nothing could keep the old lady down, and fans adored her. However, a lot of people stopped laughing once her son went to prison for tax and fraud-related offenses. Chase Chrisley usually accompanied his grandmother when she got up to nonsense. If she got caught, she could always blame him for the shenanigans. But one thing that she genuinely seemed to love was gambling. In May of 2021, fans saw her wearing a big derby hat and smoking a cigar when she placed a bet on a horse. Todd always pretended to be angry with her when she did that sort of thing. Nanny Faye brightens up a sad podcast. On January 9, Savannah Chrisley got together with her brother on her Unlocked podcast. Initially, it seemed very sad. Chase seemed very down because his mom and dad sit in prison. So holidays bring no cheer for him. Savannah sounded a bit forced as she tried to get him out of morose mode. But then he started relating memories of Nanny Faye. And who can be miserable when she's being naughty? People reported that near the end of the podcast, a fan texted in to ask Chase Chrisley about his best memories of Nanny Faye. In his reply, he mentioned gambling with his grandmother in Palm Springs. Chase Chrisley did well, so he gave her a hot lucky chip. When they got back to Nashville, she was keen on more gambling, so Nanny Faye wanted to go to Indiana. Along the way, she ended up owing Chase a pile of cash. Firstly, she claimed they needed to buy gas, and it would cost $1,000. Then when she was sitting with a big pile of chips, she said she wanted to borrow more. When he objected to her asking for more, she said, "Well, it don't hurt." Chase talks about his memories of naughty Nanny Faye at the 35:25 marker in the video below. Chase Chrisley is no stranger to the eccentric antics of his family, but when it comes to his grandmother, Nanny Faye, all bets are off. Over the years, viewers of Chrisley Knows Best have been treated to a front-row seat to Faye's outrageous schemes and her devil-may-care attitude, which often leave her grandchildren shaking their heads, and sometimes plotting along with her. In a recent interview, Chase opened up about life with the naughty Nanny Faye, and why she's the spark that keeps the Chrisley family dynamic as lively as ever. The mischief-making matriarch. Nanny Faye is like a tornado wrapped in leopard print, Chase laughs, recalling one of her more recent escapades involving a casino bus tour gone awry. You can't predict her, you can't stop her. And honestly, you wouldn't want to even if you could. She's too much fun. For Chase, growing up under Nanny Faye's roof was a constant adventure. Whether it was her penchant for sneaking him sweets when his parents weren't looking or her knack for convincing him to help her out of one sticky situation after another, Nanny Faye's influence was undeniable. She's not just a grandmother. She's more like this rebellious best friend you didn't know you needed, he explains. The casino caper that made history. When asked about the most naughty thing Nanny Faye has done recently, Chase can't help but chuckle. Oh, there's a laundry list, he admits. But the casino story, that one takes the cake. It all started innocently enough, or as innocently as anything does with Faye. She had signed up for a local casino tour and convinced Chase to drive her to the bus pickup spot. I should have known better, Chase says, shaking his head. She told me Chase, all I want to do is play some bingo and hit the slot machines. I promise I won't cause any trouble. Famous last words. Trouble found her anyway. According to Chase, Nanny Faye got into a heated debate with another patron over who had won a bingo game. The argument escalated, and before anyone knew it, security was called. Faye, unfazed, allegedly quipped, "If y'all don't want drama, don't mess with my winnings." She's banned from that casino now, Chase reveals, laughing. But don't worry, she already found another one. She's like a bloodhound when it comes to finding a good slot machine. Chase the unwilling accomplice. While Nanny Faye's antics are often hilarious, Chase admits that being her grandson sometimes means getting roped into her schemes. She's the queen of making you think something's your idea, he explains. One memorable example. Faye once recruited Chase to help her sneak a crate of live chickens into Todd Chrisley's backyard. Why? Because she thought it would be fun to start a mini farm, without telling anyone, of course. I should have known better, Chase admits. She had this look in her eye, like she was up to no good, but she was also holding a plate of cookies. How do you say no to that? The chickens caused chaos as expected, but Nanny Faye didn't regret it for a second. She told me, chaos keeps life interesting. And you know what? She's not wrong, Chase concedes. A legacy of laughter. Despite her wild streak, Chase is quick to point out that Nanny Faye's naughtiness comes from a place of love. She's taught me not to take life too seriously, he says. She reminds me every day that laughter is the best medicine, and honestly, it's a lesson I think we all need right now. Faye's sense of humor has become something of a family tradition. Chase jokes that it's almost a rite of passage for the Chrisleys to be the butt of one of her pranks. From gluing Todd's coffee mug to the counter to accidentally signing Savannah up for a senior citizens yoga class, Faye's humor is as boundless as her energy. She's fearless, Chase adds. She'll do anything for a laugh. Sometimes I think she's braver than all of us combined. Behind the naughty persona. While Nanny Faye's naughty side often takes center stage, Chase is quick to highlight her softer, more nurturing side. She's the glue that holds us all together, he says. Faye's wisdom and kindness have helped the family navigate countless ups and downs, from legal troubles to personal challenges. No matter what's going on, Nanny Faye is always there with a hug and a piece of advice, whether you ask for it or not, Chase says with a grin. One of Chase's fondest memories is of Faye staying up all night with him when he was a kid, helping him build a diorama for a school project. She didn't have to do that, he says, but that's just who she is. She'll go to the ends of the earth for the people she loves. The naughty legacy lives on. As for whether Chase sees himself following in his grandmother's mischievous footsteps, he's not so sure. I don't think anyone can replicate Nanny Faye, he says. She's one of a kind. Still, he admits that her influence has rubbed off on him in more ways than one. She's taught me to embrace life's surprises, to laugh at myself, and to never be afraid to shake things up, he says. If I can be half as fun as she is when I'm her age, I'll consider that a win. For now, Chase is content to watch and learn from the master. Every day with Nanny Faye is an adventure, he says. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Conclusion, naughty but nice. At the end of the day, Nanny Faye's naughtiness is part of what makes her so beloved, not just by her family, but by fans of Chrisley Knows Best as well. Whether she's hatching a new scheme or offering sage advice, she does it all with a twinkle in her eye and a mischievous grin. She's not just my grandmother, Chase says. She's my partner in crime, my biggest cheerleader, and my favorite troublemaker. And I wouldn't trade her for anything in the world. And with that, Chase Chrisley offers a knowing smile, as if to say the best is yet to come. Because with Nanny Faye, you can always count on the unexpected.